Good evening, everyone. Welcome to closing comments here for February 18th. Let's jump right into our charts and see what happened in these markets today. First on the board, we got our April live cattle. Quiet day here in this live cattle market. Tight range days across the board, but prices still hanging on to that gap open that we saw yesterday, which is a good sign for the bulls, keeping this market up here in bullish territory. We did see this market open up today and briefly undercut that prior day's low, but seeing good support in that gap that was created from over the weekend is exactly what we want to see from those bulls, pushing this market back up and finishing the day right there around 242.5, finishing the day almost unchanged. Nothing newsworthy in this market here today. Just prices continue to hang out here at these gap open levels that we saw to start the week. Good sign of support here today inside that gap, and this market doesn't really look to be going anywhere, just digesting that gap open, and we are still trading in bullish territory. This uptrend still remains intact, and we should see these live cattle prices continue to keep on pushing higher. This April contract was the weakest of the bunch today. Only one of these 2026 contract months that undercut that prior day's low. If we look out here into June and out into June throughout December of 2026, each of these contract months all putting in some nice little inside days right here underneath that current year's low, putting some pressure up on that price, and we should see this live cattle market continue to push up through there, and we should see April follow here and see these live cattle prices continue to climb here and start heading back up towards those all-time highs. The uptrend remains intact, and we should see good bullish momentum here throughout the rest of the week. Look for the upside to continue. Next up, we got our feeders on the board. We are seeing volume move out of this March contract and over into April. Today was the first day that April did overtake March in terms of volume, so this will be the new front month going forward. We did see a nice little inside day here in this feeder market. Prices just contracting and hanging out inside that prior day's range, holding that nice little rally we saw here to start this week, trading above those prior week's highs. Good acceptance above our bull pivots here so far. If we look on our intraday charts, we can see a lot of volume kind of building up here. Good volume contraction pattern here, which technically speaking is a very good sign here for the bulls. We should see them continue to put up pressure here on these current week's highs and continue to drive out of here and up into those 370s here on this April contract and start to target this overhead gap and those all-time highs. We are not far off from it, and we should see this feeder market continue to keep on pushing higher. Look for the upside to continue. March corn futures on the board now. Quiet little range day here. Prices hanging steady down here around 425 to 428. Not a whole lot to be said about this corn market as well. Seen some pretty choppy action here between 4.25 and 435 over the last few weeks. Nothing has really changed here. Yesterday we did have a nice little break here to start the week from the bears. If they want to see any of this downside momentum continue, we need to get some offers rolling down here below 4.25 and get a strong convincing close down here closer to 420 to really confirm any sort of major downside or any major bear downtrends. At the moment, though, this corn market looks pretty comfortable in this area. Not really expecting it to go anywhere. Look for this choppy action continue here right around 4.25 to 435. Crude oil prices snapping back here today inside that range. Yesterday, it looked like we were putting a little bit of downside pressure on the 62 level, but these range lows continue to hold, driving this market right back up here into this top quarter. Look for that resistance to start to step in now that we're trading back above 65. Anywhere above 65 to 66.5, we should see some resistance from those bears, continue to put some selling pressure into this market. Not expecting a whole lot of major upside. If we get a nice rally all the way up here through the 66.5 level and get a convincing close above it, that will open the door to continuing any sort of uptrend. But in the meantime, price has been pretty sticky here in the mid-60s. We should see this range-bound action continue throughout the rest of the week. Equity markets seeing a pretty poor attempt at a rally here today. We did see some strength coming out of this opening range today. Prices driving higher early, but not really seeing much follow through late today. We did see prices kind of settle back and just hanging steady on the day. Slight upside, but not really a convincing strong close from those bulls. A lot of those mega cap names still seeing some mixed signals and not a whole lot of real convincing structure or upside potential. We should expect to see just some more choppy action here in these equity indexes. The Dow is trying to find some support at the 20, but it was actually the weakest of the bunch today here, failing to get above those, or it did get above those prior day highs, but failing to close above it. At the moment, looking like we're just due for some more chop and quiet, sloppy action here in these indexes. Still seeing some good strength in certain sectors, but as far as these indexes go, not a whole lot of major upside potential here at the moment. keep your powder dry. Wait for some better opportunities to start putting money to work. In the meantime, we should see some choppy action continue here in these indexes. That's all we got for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Catch you guys tomorrow.